Ladies and gentlemen, friends of Bangladesh, it is both an honor and privilege to come before you today to speak about a man whose life and work have not only transformed communities across Bangladesh, but have also inspired millions around the world. I speak of none other than Nobel Laureate Dr. Muhammad Yunus.
When Muhammad Yunus started the Grameen movement,
you've provided a pathway for millions of people living in poverty to turn their good ideas into hard work and better lives.
The Nobel Peace Prize laureate for 2006, Muhammad Yunus.
I believe that this honor that you give us will inspire many more bold initiatives around the world. When I started lending money, I was just trying to see if that makes sense to people. But it grew because time was right and people were desperate to do something for survival.
A visionary, a reformer, a man who dared reimagine what power, dignity, and prosperity would look like for the poor. In a time of turbulence and transition in our national politics, when the future often feels uncertain and trust in leadership is fragile, Dr. Yunus stands as a shining example of integrity, innovation, and unwavering commitment to the people. He is not a politician in a traditional sense. He is something more powerful, a moral leader.
Bangladesh is under a nationwide curfew after a weekend of violent clashes.
Seeing the courage of the people of Bangladesh who have decided they will not go down without a fight. We want justice.
Dr. Yunus was born in 1940 in Chittagong, and from an early age he displayed a sharp intellect and a profound sense of justice. But what set him apart was not just his brilliance, it was his empathy. He would later study economics in Dhaka and in the United States, and instead of settling into a comfortable academic life, he turned towards the most uncomfortable realities in his homeland: poverty, inequality, and hopelessness. He asked a simple yet radical question: what if we give the poor the tools to lift themselves up? What if we believe in their potential rather than writing them off? And that question gave birth to a whole new Grameen Bank. A bank not for the rich, but for the poor. A bank that lent not just money, but hope. A bank that trusted women when others ignored them. A bank that built futures from just $27.
Professor Yunus started his own bank, the Grameen Bank, focused on helping the poor. The Grameen Bank loaned small amounts of money, microloans, to a wide range of poor Bangladeshis, including farmers, craftsmen, and women, people who could not traditionally get loans. Professor Yunus reinvented banking and got rid of as many traditional requirements as he could. He specifically designed his bank to work as well as possible with the poor. And the amazing thing about it is that it works. Since 1992, the poverty rate in Bangladesh has dropped from a staggering 56% to just 31% today.
From those humble beginnings in the villages of Bangladesh, the concept of microcredit has exploded into a global movement. Today, over 100 million people around the world benefited from the microfinance model Dr. Yunus pioneered. This is not just economics, this is revolution. This is a structural change born from compassion and intelligence.
How much money does it take to change the world? How much money does it take to make real and lasting progress against global poverty? Would $1 billion be enough? 100 billion? For one man, it took just $27. $27 and a simple but compelling idea. That man is Muhammad Yunus, and his idea started a global revolution that has brought hope, opportunity, and pride to some of the poorest people on earth.
And yet, even as the world applauded, even as the Nobel Committee honored him in 2006, Dr. Yunus remained rooted, never forgetting that leadership is not about position, but purpose. In recent years, as Bangladesh faces complex political challenges, questions of governance, freedom of expression, and democratic stability, Dr. Yunus has again stepped forward, not as a candidate, not as a power seeker, but as a conscience.
Please welcome the new leader, by popular demand of the youngest citizens of Bangladesh, Muhammad Yunus.
He has reminded us that development without justice is hollow, that GDP without dignity is meaningless, and true progress must include the voices of marginalized. When others have been silent, Dr. Yunus has spoken out for civil life, for clean governance, for ethical leadership. In doing so, he has paid a price, facing political attacks, legal harassment, and defamation. Yet, he has stood tall, unshaken, unwavering. This is the mark of true leadership, not in how you wield powers, but in how you withstand pressure, not in how many follow you, but in how deeply you stand by your values when the world tries to bend you.
Known around the world as the banker to the poor, Yunus is possibly the most famous person in Bangladesh. He popularized microfinance, won a Nobel Prize, and lifted millions out of poverty.
Dr. Yunus believes that Bangladesh can be more than a growing economy. It can be a just society. He envisions a Bangladesh where young people are not forced to leave the country for opportunity, but stay to build it, where social businesses become a model for sustainable development, and where politics is not a game of survival, but an ambition to serve.
Don't get caught up with your imagination to jump into it right away. Your first tiny step will make this all happen. Don't feel that you have to be very smart to do something. Stupid people like us do things, it works out. Because human beings are not always about money. Human beings is much bigger than just money-making machine. All human beings in the world are entrepreneurs. That's in our DNA. That's in our blood. She will give her life to make sure that trust is kept. We think making money is the purpose of the life. Purpose of life is not making money. When you imagine, don't put a limit.
He has consistently championed the idea of 3-0 world, zero poverty, zero unemployment, and zero net carbon emission. And Bangladesh, with its spirit, its people, and its resilience, can lead the global movement, if we choose to follow the leaders who inspire, not divide.
Zero carbon emission, zero wealth concentration, and zero unemployment. That's the new world we want to create.
So today, I ask you, what kind of Bangladesh do you want? If you want a future that honors our youth, that empowers our women, that protects our environment, and that respects our dignity, then we must support leaders like Dr. Yunus. Not with blind admiration, but with active engagement. We must speak out when justice is threatened. We must support institutions that promote transparency and accountability. We must cultivate in ourselves the same moral courage that he shows us every single day. Because the leadership is not about one man, it is about a movement. It is about all of us raising to meet the movement. Dr. Yunus once said, "The poor are like bonsai people. There is nothing wrong with their seeds. Simply, society never gave them the right soil to grow. He gave them soil, he gave them water, he gave them sunlight, and in doing so, he showed the world that a single person, a single idea rooted in compassion can transform the nations." We got the leader now, and let us build together a Bangladesh that we know it is possible, one of justice, innovation, and boundless hope. Thank you.